Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another used car run. Today we're doing the 3000 GT Mitsubishi, also known here in the States as a Dodge Stealth. Believe it or not, it's the same car. So, let's take a look at the styling of the car. More modern car, but yet has pop-up headlights, so you gotta love that. The interior looks pretty good. Got some cool gauge clusters going on there. Like I said, it's got the pop-up headlights, so that's always a plus. I like that look. Got kind of a more 90s rounded look, but you know, still added those pop-up headlights. A little subtle wing on the back with your tail light in it. It's pretty interesting. So this car is all-wheel drive, twin turbocharged. So it's got plenty of potential to be fast. When you first get the car, if you drive it without doing anything to it, you'll notice it's very heavy, very sluggish, and very slow to get up to power. But we found a workaround with that. Yes, sir. Yes, we did. We installed various amount of parts to get her up to speed. So fast forwarding the laps a little bit, just so that way we can see the finished product. And yeah, definitely took first against the Turbo Sports. But that guy right there, anytime you're racing against a computer and they take that that Alpha, that Quadrifoglio or whatever, that thing is like rocket powered. I don't know what's going on with it, but yeah, the Giulia GTAM 2020 Alpha there. But we're not here to talk about that Alpha. We're here to talk about this Mitsubishi 3000 GT. A few things I did to make it a little quicker and a little more nimble and able to get around a track a little bit better than in stock form. And we'll take a look at the brief history. So we brought it up to 599. As you know, if you watch these videos, I always bring my cars up to 600 pp's, and I don't really like to go too far over that because I feel it kind of destroys the whole balance of the car. You're not really driving that car anymore, you're just driving a race car at that point. This way you can subtly tune it up, get the most you can out of it, you know, bring out its potential without changing what the car is and how the car was designed. So it's sitting at a hefty 340 horsepower. We got it down to 2,700 pounds. Our front rear weight balance is a 60-40, which we can deal with that, of course. We can always put some weight in the back to balance that out to where it'd really be glued to the track. But then, of course, you're bringing down your performance points and you're adding weight to an already pretty heavy car. So if you can deal with the ass end sliding a little bit, it's a good setup. Sports tires, we put the height adjustable sports suspension on this car just because the stock suspension, although was pretty good, was just a little too soft in my opinion. It just didn't have as much stiffness as I would like in a sports car. Dropped the body height down to 112 millimeters. We improved the compression and expansion by 1. We leveled out the natural frequency and left the camber, of course, alone because that's ridiculous. Not too many cars need camber adjustments. We did put a full computer control module in it to give us a little extra output and a little more efficient control over the fuel, air, and all that. Fully customizable manual transmission. We brought the speed down to 280 from 300 because I like being able to take off more than go top end, because it's not very often that you're going to hit your top end speed anyway. We left the turbo alone. We left it stock because it comes with its own turbos, but we did put a high capacity intercooler in to squeeze more out of what it already gives you. Sports air filter, semi-racing muffler, and exhaust manifold. We got sport brakes and pads, semi-racing clutch and flywheel. We did put the lightweight drive shaft in just to help with the shifting, and we did 3 stages of weight reduction and increased the body rigidity for extra stiffness on the course. So let's go ahead and take a look at the brief history of this car so we can learn all about it. Sold as the GTO in its native Japan, Mitsubishi marketed the car in the US as the 3000 GT. Chrysler sold its own version of the car known as the Dodge Stealth, told you so, that featured a different body style but the same mechanical components as Mitsubishi. So, and I don't know if you guys have seen the Dodge Stealths and compared them to the 3000 GT, but literally what they changed, and this is serious, what they changed was the rear wing. That's it. They debadged it, put a rear wing on it, and called it good. It still has the same engine. Like, that's insane what Chrysler's done. And they did this before back in the day with the Starion and Chrysler Conquest. Same car, different badges. So Chrysler was quite impressed by how its version of the car turned out. Made the Stealth a pace car for the 91 Indianapolis 500. First time a Japanese car, quote-unquote, was bestowed that honor, albeit unofficially. GTO is based on the same platform as the Diamante, with its engine was a 3.0-liter dual rad cam V6, available in either normally aspirated or twin turbocharged form. The turbo-boosted unit produced a hardy 276 horses, while the non-turbo power plant cranked out a respectable 221. The GTO made use of many novel automotive technologies at the time, including all-wheel drive, four-wheel steering, electronically controlled suspension, and an ABS braking system. It also featured an active aerodynamic system that would adjust the front and rear spoilers according to vehicle speed, along with an active exhaust system that could modify the note. These numerous unique high-tech features intrigued automotive enthusiasts in large numbers. With its high-tech wizardry and distinctive Coke bottle shape, the GTO was one fascinating machine right up to the end of its production in August 2001. So, let that process admit it. We got newer vehicles nowadays that use this technology. Back then, of course, cars didn't use that shit. Nowadays, you can find it in a lot of, believe it or not, a lot of pickup trucks. GMC Denali's use that four-wheel steering shit to help tow trailers, you know, like boats and trailers and shit. So a lot of those little things that they used back then are now being normally used today. At the active aerodynamic system. You can find that even on a Dodge Dart nowadays. You know, they got the little active front grille and all this stuff. All this comes from what these guys did in the beginning. You know, they might not be the first ones to ever use it, but, you know, they definitely made an impact on it. So with all that, you can see the styling. It's a pretty cool looking styling car. But for some reason, there's just not too many, like, huge lovers of this car. This car isn't like when you talk to you know, gearheads and you say, what's your favorite car? You know, usually it's a GTR or a Supra or something like that. Not too many people come out and say, oh, the 3000 GT or the Dodge Stealth favorite car. Which, why not? It's a cool car. It's a pretty rad car. It's cool. It's a great styled car. It's got a lot of cool features. I mean, I personally like it. I think I'd rather have this than a GTR or a Supra any day. Well, I don't know. I'd be hard-pressed to trade it up for a third-gen Supra, but either way. What do you guys think of it? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's just too heavy to be competitive? How do you style it, if at all? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Thanks again.